What an interesting afternoon. Bach Chats. The assurances as usual on communications that, well, my experiences are as usual not in any textbook or website or that's well what I'm concerned about is I seem to have the petty-minded losers I call them. Although I must be defining myself a little bit with that, and I don't doubt I have been a petty-minded loser in the past at some point, and therefore possibly a self-forgiveness start point. But I didn't have 3 dozen already. What's concerning me is this petty-minded losing, we need to work bullshit, and therefore we don't like working, but we need to work to earn taxpayers' money so the taxpayers can pay tax to continue the debacle that's called the fractional reserve in debt. Imagine Patel's in debt and then having a hard time so we can justify our petty-minded bullshit and be sympathetic to our needs and cause that we're making ourselves suffer, and therefore we will suffer eternally. I mean, that basically rolls that out as it is, but what really concerns me is this insisting that whilst they're making themselves suffer, everybody else must suffer, even those of us who are already suffering at our own hands because of our own stupidity and misunderstandings and of application, because of ignorant where we were educated so that we would be robotically manipulatable into factory or cannon fodder, whichever they decided was the most efficient way of making money out of us at the time. This money that doesn't actually exist, this debt, imagine debt. What I'm getting on the back chat and on my sensory perception range, which I'm willing to accept that there's a mind playing is this they're not trying to prove that I should be working, that I'm avoiding work. They're trying to prove that I am psychopathic in nature and therefore should be written off from work. Well, there's nobody knows more about psychopathic behaviour. Well, perhaps there are some, well, I'm not too sure there are anybody. I mean, psychopathic behaviour from the perspective of stability and stable as a recovering drug addict who has been a psychopath, manifestly can be, who is, well, I don't want to define myself and limit myself and this defining myself and talking about stuff that without clarity and understanding in many ways reaffirms the problem, let's call it in inverted commas, upon myself. So then to have to find myself being systematically abused by the system and its adherents whom want to suffer and want us all to suffer consequently because they insist on suffering, because that's what taxpayers do. They suffer so they can earn money to pay tax and participate in the, well, I won't bother naming names, the Rothschild, Rockefeller, Morgan, fucking debt, fractional reserve, monetary bullshit system that gives them comfort in their suffering. Get real, all of you. Yeah, I could tell you about psychopathic behaviour. I can tell you I've been a psychopath. I could tell you why I was psychopathic psychopathic. It can tell you about demonic intervention in the cause of it, not in an excuse like blaming Satan, like everybody else seems to blame Satan. I blame myself, and well, I could blame myself. It's best blaming myself, because ultimately I'm to blame for myself, and myself accepted and allowed participation in your nonsense. And yeah, and my health's not that good because I'm not prepared to participate anymore, even to the point where, yeah, alright, you know, if it comes down to it, I'll fucking wander the streets and get iller, so that then it'll cost you more to keep me weller, rather than get more psychopathic and then it'll cost you even more to keep me in jail, which you don't mind, because then it creates work for some poor whatever. I'll have to be defining someone then for participating in the prison system bullshit, which is, you know, full of, well, it's a mixture. It's a microcosm. It's probably actually equal in it's probably just equal. I mean, psychopath goes out of his side, that's a fact. Yeah, I really didn't want to make this vlog. I don't really want to talk about my problems in inverted commas. I don't want to have to deal with the so-called Department of Work and Pensions, perhaps, or is it the undercover cops, the insecure, who insist that they're needed to make us secure when it's their insecurity that's creating the need, and they won't allow us to walk away from it, because if we did walk away from it, they won't be needed, and then they are even more insecure. It's reality, folks. It is real. And then, obviously, honesty has been debauchedly debunked. As they understand self-honesty, I mean, there's no point in telling people to be honest and then self-honest. Honesty comes from self-honesty, and therefore telling them to be honest and then self-honest will give them an excuse to waste more fucking time, like I have been doing it, and equal to my own. Like, you know, I accept I'm not perfect, I've got my own issues, I've got to deal with it, I am dealing with it. You know, I live on a pittance. Yeah, I could perhaps live on a little bit less, some people do. I just want to get well. I don't want any more bullshit. I don't want a fucking overdraft. I never wanted an overdraft. I was offered one 3 times. I said, no, I'm a bank robber. You don't give bank robbers overdrafts. I didn't say that, but I might as well have done. I did, in fact, I did say that to the girl today who was taking my formal complaint after being systematically abused by a very professional abuser who said she was just trying to help me. I said, you're in business, love, you don't help, you make money, you're there to make money, you're not there to help me. You're a bank clerk. Bank clerks don't help, they're actually there to make money. You might want to imagine you're helping me so that it makes your justification for all your bullshit. And she was good, you know, she dealt with my inability to cope. I mean, I'm as stable as psychopaths get, reactionary. And my psychopathy is not sort of official. I haven't proved it to them bureaucratically, though they do know, as I well know, because I've lived it. I know where it came from, I know I ended up there, I know what I did. I don't fully know the consequences of it, though. The consequences of it, I mean, it gets into the area of I cannot justify anything that I did, whilst there were justified reasons why it occurred as such, though I cannot use them, because to use them would make out that I was justifying what I did, which can't not in any way be justified, and therefore It's between me and my self-forgiveness process and whatever, you know, the pre-programmed response would be. It's between me and my conscience. You've got no on me. There is no need for anything. But I mean, they want to medicate me because what? Because I'm stably able to walk to the edge of the pit and spit in it, jump over it and land on the other side. Yeah, I mean, I actually realised I have to be careful. I could easily fall right in it, and worse than just falling right in it, at least when you fall in it, you're not actually aware that you're in the pit until, well, until it's too late. I mean, to fall in the pit to a whirly fall in the pit, I don't imagine that's, well, as usual. If I'm doing it, it'll be that, and this, and that, and this, and that. Stop hassling me. Stop hassling yourself, Anthony. I will do. It's all reflective. I'm on, you know, court and chat. I can't lie. I mean, if you knew what I knew, you'd know what I know. Do I know what you know? Who are you? I am me. Okay, I do know what you know. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, by all means prove that I'm fit for work. You won't be able to, because I'm not. But to prove that I'm not fit for work when I am not fit for work, so that you may judge me as not worthy of the words I speak, so that you can attempt to avoid what you cannot avoid. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, people. It is real. It is really happening. What is happening is really happening. There's no two ways about that. It doesn't matter whether you eat from the same supermarket as me or breathe the same air as me. It is not actually coming from me as such in that way. It is your mind. Your mind, it is the mind. It is an entity in itself. We all participated in the creation of it, whether it was implanted by the demon dogs, Anu and his cohort families. Satan was probably involved. One of them probably is called Satan. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck. Satan's a friend of mine. I saw one of his slaves today and reminded him that we made peace with the Muslim religion long ago. They like to call us names and throw pebbles symbolically at poles, and the poles, you know, you don't understand, so be careful throwing pebbles at poles. And there is no problem, children, really, unless you want there to be one, and we don't want there to be one. I don't want there to be one. There isn't one. I'm not allowing there to be one. I'm not working 40 hours a week, ever. I guarantee you that much. Once I get myself fit, I shall work out how many hours I need to work to, even if we work in your old bullshit, fucking debt-ridden, imaginary, fucking imagining you suffering whilst getting comfort from it by making yourselves insecure so you can make yourselves secure. It's just look at it, people. Have a fucking close look at what you are participating in. Yourselves, ourselves, we're all in it together. There's no escape, there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. Apparently, when you die, you ain't coming back. Well, I hope so. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mind none of us coming back and we leave this planet to the animals and the kingdom of nature as it was before we got here, and the water. That's not it. This is it.